session 12 with the Little Wolf Knits. My name is Brianna and I am the dyer, designer, candle pourer. I wonder if there's a name for that. I know I say that every time. Behind the Little Wolf Knits, and I am coming to you from Bethlehem, Pennsylvania at around 9 o'clock on Saturday, November 14th. I know it's been a little bit since I have filmed a video, podcast, vlog, whatever you want to call this. And that's because I've been busy. If you've seen on the channel, there's been some other stuff going on, which I'll talk about in a minute. But I wanted to pop on a little bit early this morning before I head home, back to New Jersey to visit family, and just share some of the things I finished, because I have so many finished objects. Maybe not so many. It feels like a lot. And a few things I'm working on, one thing I'm working on, a few things I'm going to get started, and I want to show it to y'all before I do that. Before I jump into things I finished, things I'm working on, some big things are happening. The Self-Care Collaborative 2020 has started. That's what's been keeping me a little bit busy the past few weeks from filming a video. If you haven't seen that yet, go check it out. Go look. There should be 2 videos up at this point by the time this goes up. One is an interview with Kelly of Knitbrooks. The other is an interview with my friend Wendy from Warm Stripes. And it's really awesome. We just got a chance to talk about self-care and mental health and what that looks like right now. From 2 very different personalities, dear friends. I was super excited to do the first 2 weeks with 2 of them. And next week we have a really, really, really exciting maker coming onto the channel. And so make sure, if you want to see that, especially if you want to join us live, because I have to double check, but I'm pretty sure it's going to be live. Set your notifications, subscribe, set your notifications on YouTube, and you'll get a little notice whenever I go live, so you could jump in and join us. Otherwise, it's been so nice to see everybody's posts, everybody tagging me, using the hashtag, sharing what self-care looks like for them right now, and using it almost as another reason, not that we need one, but another reason why you should set time aside to take care of yourself. And it's just been really fun to see people playing along with the challenges that Kelly and Wendy have made so far, and putting some thought into that. So I want to thank you if that's you. And if it's not, get involved, because there are going to be really cool prizes. And I think I'm going to do maybe a grand prize every month of the Cal, so it's going to be 4 months. So maybe there'll be one every month and then one overall. So we're halfway through November. We don't have too many posts yet. So if you're wanting to get a prize, get in there. Use the hashtag, tag me, and I'll share. I'm assuming the prize is going to be some of my yarn, some of my patterns. Maybe I'll do a yarn and a pattern every month. Maybe I'll see if some other folks want to donate. If you're a maker and you're watching and you would like to donate a prize, either send it to me or send it directly to the winner. Send me a message on Instagram is probably the best. I'm at thelittlewolfknits. You could also send me a message on Ravelry at thelittlewolf. I just might not see it as fast, or shoot me an email at thelittlewolfknits@gmail.com, and we can chat about that. I'd love to share your product and use it as a prize for the podcast. So that's kind of what's going on in my world, at least in the Little Wolf Knits world. Rory Gilmore yarn and charm sock sets, sock clubs are halfway packaged. I'm just waiting for the charms. They should come today, but that means they probably won't go out today, because the post will be bringing the charms. By the time I pack them, it'll be too late for them to do a pickup. But they should go out first thing Monday morning, which means the Rory yarn will be in the club, in this shop separately, to buy individually any of those 3 colors. We have What She Tackles, She Conquers. Let me show this. What She Tackles, She Conquers is this mane skein, and it's done in a poured kind of style, so it almost like micro stripes, which is really cool. It goes from silvery gray to a really pale icy blue into more of a bright blue. You can see it right there. And then this dark coffee colorway. That's also in Lorelai's sock. And then the mini is Handsome Dan for the mascot of Yale. And coffee, because Rory, we know, loves coffee as much as Mom. And so these will be in the shop, like I said, as a sock set like this. You could choose one or two minis just as a single skein. I'll have this listed as a single skein, and this is already up there if you want that. And then once those go out, the pattern will also go out. I guess it will go out to the people who purchase the Yarn and Charm Club, and it'll go up in the shop and on Ravelry. And people are so excited about this pattern. I'm really excited. I'm really happy. I love the pattern. It's so much fun. I really tried to be super intentional with all of the details that sometimes just get overlooked, like a regular heel flap and gusset, like a regular wedge toe. And I wanted to do something a little bit different, and people noticed, which is really cool. Part of me was like, oh, am I spending all this time? People aren't even going to care. But the feedback so far has been that folks are really loving those small details. And so that makes me really excited. And it motivates me, I guess, to keep designing patterns. And even if there's some small details, some simple sock patterns like that I could throw out there, it seems like people are really excited. So keep an eye out. You'll see in the next week or so on my Instagram, I'll post that up there. Which probably, I guess, one more thing before I jump into FOs means that since the last time we've talked, my flannel shirt hat is live. I don't believe it was the last time we talked, and if I'm wrong, I'm sorry, and you're hearing it twice. But I'll tell you some new information. I know I've showed it a few videos back, so go check it out if you don't know what I'm talking about. It's based on Luke Danes. I made the flannel shirt socks, and I used the same textured flannel pattern on a DK weight hat. And it's, I don't know, it's so fun. It's so cute. It's great for gifts because it's really stretchy, and so your size doesn't have to be exactly on, which I don't know is nice for me with gifts. So you can surprise someone without saying, can you measure your head for me? So that's live. It's on Ravelry. It's in the Etsy shop. On Ravelry, I decided to do something because it feels like we all needed it. I decided to do my Pay What You Can feature, which I so far have done for all of my patterns, but this time I decided to add a free option, which so many people have taken advantage of, and I'm just so excited. I can't wait to see people casting on. I hope people tag me and use the hashtag flannel shirt hat so I can see what you're making. And this is the perfect, mindless but enjoyable, like more than vanilla, super easily memorizable pattern that I think just to crank out for the holidays is going to be really exciting. So if you're casting on, if you're working on one, tag me because I want to see it. Okay, that's all my pattern shop stuff. Now I will jump into FOs. Oh, and I'm just drinking black iced tea. I drink it every morning because I need it. And you'll see I have not fully consumed this yet. So you'll probably notice as the video goes on, the more coherent I become. Anyway, do you see an FO? Can you see what I'm wearing? Okay, let me see. Oh, this is not, oh, there we go. Okay, how's that? It's done. I know I showed this last time. This is my Weekender Light by Andrew Mowry, the fingering weight version. I love the seam detail. I made the second size. I know I cast on 119 stitches, so whichever size that is. Sorry, I know it's a paid for pattern, but that doesn't tell you much. So whatever size that is the size I made. And I used a base that is not in the shop. You could see it. It's pretty rustic. It's a 2-ply Peruvian wool. And this is something I bought when I first started dyeing. And I wanted a non-superwash option. So this was my idea of what that meant. I got it. It was okay. I don't want to say it was okay. It's a nice yarn. And I didn't find myself using it much. And so what I decided to do was switch it out of the shop. And I just didn't have a non-superwash option for a while. I say for a while. I still don't. Maybe I'll talk about that more at the end. But I still have a little bit of this yarn lying around, and I don't dislike it. I just tend to use superwash more. And so I dyed up a new colorway called Roasted Pumpkin. I'm lying a little bit. I dyed this up a long time ago. This was one of the first prototypes of rusted spokes. And I ended up going for a darker version of my rusted spokes for the shop colorway. But I really like this. And so I used it. And recently I've gone back and re-dyed a lighter orange that I'm calling Roasted Pumpkin. So you have those two options. And I'll grab them right now to show you. And so this is roasted, not rusted. It'd be funny. I think Wendy suggested that. This is Roasted Pumpkin. It's a little bit more brighter, a little bit more vibrant, definitely more tonal, and just a little bit dirty, I like to say. Like, it's not a bright, if you know my kind of dyeing style or my color sense, I like to kind of dirty down, or not muddy down colors, but make them a little more muted. And so that is Roasted Pumpkin. This is on my 420 base, my DK base, 100% superwash. This is Rusted Spokes. So you could see there's a big difference there. I love Rusted Spokes. Like, this is maybe my all-time favorite colorway in the shop. I have a few favorites, if you know, like my signature colors. This is one of them. But this is also a really great orange. And I really like it, obviously. So, back to the sweater. So this is like a prototype then, I guess, of some of these oranges on this base that I don't carry. And I decided to use it for myself to make Weekender Light. And I really like it, actually. It's definitely a little more toothy than a normal superwash merino, but I don't know, I really like it. I love the way it fits. I knit it to pattern, so it comes down. I might have actually made it long. I don't think so. I think I knit it to pattern. I'm just short. And I love it. I wore it yesterday and today. And so if that doesn't tell you how much you love a sweater, then you haven't knit a sweater that you love that much yet. And I feel sad for you. And you should knit a sweater that you love so much you want to wear it multiple days in a row. That's all. Oh, one thing I'll share. Once I was completely done, I found it. I shared it on my Instagram. And I was just like, are you kidding me? And I decided to leave it. It actually helps me tell which is the front and the back because there's no shaping up here. Well, there is, but whatever. It helps me know what's the front and the back. And I already said too much about this pattern. I know, my sign over. But, where is it? I'll show you my chest. Can you see it? Look at that. I totally missed a stitch. So this is knit inside out, so you're just knitting stockinette, but then obviously the whole thing is reverse stockinette with the slip stitch detail. And at some point, I slipped a stitch. And I didn't notice because I was just working around and around and around and around, and it's kind of toothy yarn, and so some of the stitches are a little bit uneven. And it's too late. I already seamed it and woven the ends and blocked it, and I'm not fixing it. People had ideas like, oh, you could cut it and then attach a new piece of yarn and weave it through. I'm just leaving it. You don't notice it. I am the only one who notices it. And it's in a place you don't notice it. But just my luck. Put this back. If I hadn't finished it completely, that's something I would not frog back. I'm not someone who would frog back that far. I would drop all the way down. I would drop down this many inches. And I don't use a crochet hook, but I'll just fix it with like a separate knitting needle, and I'll just boop, 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 put it over. And I totally would have done that. But it was too late, so I'm living with it. And that's it. I knit it with a US 4. Is that a 3.5 millimeter? And a US 3 for the ribbing. 1x1 rib, tubular bind off, tubular cast on, like the pattern calls for, and I really, really love it. So that's what I'm wearing. That's F1 number 1. Now let's go in order of when I started them. Let's do that. So you saw this last time. You saw all the color work. I don't think you saw this completely done. I'm 99% sure I was on the body at this point. I think I just had the ribbing. But this is my test knit for Megan of Bad Wolf Girl Sits and Knits. It has yet to be named, so I don't want to drop any of the names that she's thinking about. But it is a sweet little mini Christmas sweater, and this is just one of the motifs. If you know her patterns, she has a shit ton of options that you can mix and match for color work. I decided this is from Michael's niece, and I decided I just wanted something really simple and really sweet because her birthday is actually today. I think it's the 14th. I need to call them. And so we're going to give it to her for her birthday, and then hopefully she'll be able to wear it through the winter, through all of December, and maybe have a little Christmas sweater. It's so cute. I really love it. And this is my beach grass colorway and my birthday suit. It used barely any yarn. Like, I know my DK is a little bit lighter, and so it has a lot of yardage. I used one skein of DK for this, and like less than 20 grams. So a DK mini would have fit perfectly for this, which is making me think. I know I have one DK mini set in the shop. I know I have my Hocus Pocus mini set, but I have a few other mini sets up in the shop. So one of them is my Christmas Treats mini set, and the other one is my local summer mini skein set, my pixie stick. That's what I call my minis, my pixie stick set. And I'm thinking about maybe adding DK options for those. Let me know, is that something y'all would want? They don't have any nylon, so I wouldn't suggest them for socks, but they're 100% superwash merino, which some people make superwash socks with no nylon. That's fine, that's on you. But there's no nylon, so I wouldn't personally do it. Would you want DK mini sets for things like color work, for hats? Some of my hats I think could be really great. And they're about, my 20 gram DK minis are about 54 yards. So you're getting a good amount of yardage, and that was more than enough to do the sweater. This was the 18 to 24 month size. And I'm happy when I'm doing those sets. If you're like, hey, I need an extra, can I have 2 blue instead of an orange? Or can you just add an extra blue? And we can figure out things like that. I'm happy to do that. Or if you're wanting a mini set of tonals that maybe I don't have, send me a message. I like doing custom dyes. All my yarn is dyed to order anyway, most of it, unless it's overflow from a previous batch. But I'm thinking about maybe doing like a holiday winter tonal set. I know I've mentioned it before, but I have a few colorways that I think would be really great, like Fleur, I suspect the Nargles are behind it. Rudolph. I have a few colorways that I think would be really cute. Maybe birthday suit, so you could do like a striping candy cane kind of thing. But that is my sweater. I really like it. It's so cute. I hope it fits her. I'm nervous that I made the yoke too long because I wasn't accounting for blocking. I don't know. I had like a brain lapse. I had quarantine brain. And I made the yoke long, but the other testers reminded me that longer is better than shorter because she will only grow into it. And she's really young, and so she doesn't like need that much movement anyway. So I'm hoping that it fits, and it's fine. Oh, it's so cute. Okay, so that's FO number 2. FO number 3 are a pattern that's coming out very soon. I already talked about this. You saw half of a sock last time, I think. But these are my Do Not Mock My Pro-Con List socks. So this is the Rory Gilmore sock using that Rory Gilmore sock set that I talked about before. So here's the main color. What she tackles, she conquers. See that like kind of micro stripe. Handsome Dan is the blue. Coffee, coffee, coffee. So it has these eyelet details, this old shell lace. The heel, y'all, the heel is my favorite thing. Look at that. Is that an eye of partridge heel? Can someone tell me what this heel is called? I just saw it in my head and figured out how to do it. I'm not the most like technical knitter, I guess. Like I don't know names for patterns. This one I also didn't know a name for. I just knew what it looked like. And this one I looked up to find out the name. This one I was like, oh, I think if I do this, it'll look like that. But I don't know if that's actually, is it an eye of partridge heel? And if it is, I don't know if I did it the way you normally do it, but let me know down below if you know. And my favorite detail, this toe detail, which you'll see better in some pictures on my Instagram, but there's a little yarn over detail on the toe. So it's a little like peekaboo toe. It's super cute. But these are them. I really, really love them. Which is funny because lace is like not my go-to. I like more like textures. I think like the Lorelei, with the Poodles already socks is more my kind of style, but I don't know, something about these I really like. So those are done. I did a size 56, easily, I don't want to say easily modifiable because the old shell lace is not as easily modified as my other patterns, which are all just 8-stitch repeats. This one varies a bit, but if you do some math, you could figure it out. I'm happy to help you do that if you're needing to do a different size. I was thinking maybe about doing kid sizes, but let me know. Is that something you'd want? Additional sizes for my socks. Maybe do like an add-on, like $1 if you want the second PDF with the kid sizes. I know my hats go from newborn to 23 inch, so maybe that's something I'll think about moving forward for socks. But I do a 56 stitch. I use a size 1, US 1, 2.25 millimeter, Chiago red lace, not my interchangeable for my socks actually. And I do magic loop, and that's that, and I really love it. Kitchener, the toe, 2 needle, like a knit cast on. I find that I do cuff down, top down, and I find that that's stretchy enough and it's not too loose or it doesn't flare out like some of the other things that I've tried, and so that's just what I go with. It's perfect for me. What socks? What cast-ons do y'all use for socks? I'm kind of curious. Drop on below because this has just kind of been my go-to. Cool. So FO number 1, 2, 3. And FO number 4. You haven't seen this yet. This was not even started last time. This was just a thought in my head, but I'll throw it on. This is, oh my god, it's so cute. My newest pattern that's in testing right now, so hopefully it'll be out by the end of November, and it works up so quick. I did this in 2 days. My testers have done this in a day or two. So it'll be, again, a perfect hat pattern for the holidays if you want to get some out. And I have, again, from baby all the way up to 23 inch. And one of the sizes I'm testing, I think should be good for most dolls. So for kiddos, I know sometimes they want their dolls to look like them, and so doing a matching thing like that. So that's really cute. I'm super excited about that. Keep an eye out on my Instagram for more info on this. I'm sure I'll talk about it again. And so it is a basic beanie, a 1x1 rib, and it's modeled off of my Oi with the Poodles Already sock. So this is the Oi with the Poodles Already hat. With a little bit of changes, just obviously to make it more suitable for a hat. So you can see this is kind of this garter chevron, really cool, I think fun detail that's in the socks, again in the hat. And this is an 8-stitch repeat, so really easy to modify. I made sure that all of this is an 8-stitch repeat, so if you needed to go larger or wanted to make one for an even tinier doll, you can do that too. And so then you'll see up here, there are lots of baubles, lots of baubles, and then just a basic decrease that I did mine so the baubles kind of went into them, at least at the beginning. And the cool thing about this is that you can modify this to make as many baubles as you want. I'll take it off and show it to you. So I ended up doing 4 rows of baubles, so sort of every a set amount of repeats, which is what the pattern calls for. But if you're not into that many baubles, or maybe you just want a little bit of baubles, you can just do a few rows. You can do 2 rows of baubles, or you can space them out more. You can skip one of the in-between rows. You can see they kind of stagger. And so that's really easy to modify and make it exactly how you want it. It's a DK weight pattern. So I would suggest either my 420 base or a fingering and mohair or other lace weight held together. So this is my Give Her Coffee and She'll Go Away main skein on, actually Catamaran, I just use leftovers from my socks. So Catamaran is also good for hats, not just socks. It's just a hard wearing yarn, but it's still pretty soft. And I held it double with my Cloud base, my mohair. And then this was a Catamaran mini that I used less than 10 grams for the size 22 inch. So a 20 gram mini is more than enough. Perfect for like stash busting. Even the rest of the hat, I think it would be really, really cute, scrappy, and having like each section a different color, or just having the bauble row a different color. So you have like pops of different colored baubles on this hat. And so this is one of the things that I thought maybe a DK weight mini skein set would be really cute for, or obviously just using a fingering weight set and holding it double, or holding it with a lace weight. I am so excited. Also, it's really interesting because I use a fingering weight to see how it pulled and didn't microstripe. And I think if I had used my DK weight, it actually would have microstriped a little bit more, just because of the length of the yarn that was doing the repeat. But I really love this pattern. It's so cute. And keep an eye out. Oi with the Poodles Already hat. One of my testers did a fully solid one in like this really ecru cream color, and it was so pretty, so pretty. Like, I love how much fun all the different colors are. Variegated speckle would be really cute, but I like having the different pops of colors. And when it was all one solid tonal, it looked so pretty. Like, it was so sophisticated. It was such a different type of hat. And it really showed off the texture, which is fun, I think, to have a hat with a lot of baubles and still feel like a sophisticated pattern. So keep an eye out. Super excited about that one. And that is my 1, 2, 3, 4th FO. And I'm done for now. But there'll be some more coming soon. Okay, I'm back. So yeah, keep an eye out for this pattern. Keep an eye out. I'm going to share some pictures from testers. They, like I said, are flying through them, and so a few of them are planning on making a few different ones in different sizes with different yarns, and I'm excited to just show off all of the options. So those are all of my FOs. I'll show you quickly the one work in progress that I have, and then I'll talk about just 2 things that I'm looking to cast on, but I'm not going to talk too much about them because I gotta get going. Okay, so the first thing I have in my Songbird handmade bag, this is her, I think this is her medium drawstring. It is her medium drawstring because my other cactus bag is a small and it's so big. This is a medium. Look how big this is. It is bigger than my head and so affordable. And she's Canadian, so it's super affordable for me. But her work is amazing. Her stitches are amazing. I love her design. I love her fabric. I love the handles. I love everything. I love the drawstring, which this might be funny, but I'm like kind of picky with drawstring. I've had some drawstring bags that I just don't like the twine that was used. And I don't know, I just really love this bag. Obviously, it's my second bag from her. And it's cactuses. It's so cute. Okay, so in here, I have a test knit for Julie Ann Knitter on Instagram, who is Twin Stitches Designs. And this is the test knit for the Swonchito, her new sweater pattern. And it is a DK weight sweater pattern. And it's more of a Swoncho yoke. It is not as Swoncho as something like the, what is the Caitlin Hunter one that everybody knits? The Ninilchik? Something like that. I've never made it, to be honest. I don't like having a Swoncho with that deep of a yoke because it feels like you can't use your arms. And obviously I'm Italian. I talk with my arms. That wouldn't work for me. So this was a perfect thing for me. It's a little bit of a longer yoke, but not too long. Oh my God, I love it. Okay, so I ended up doing something really fun here. My main color is Eggplant. Oh, it's so funny when you see it on the camera and things like it's a tonal. It doesn't look that stripy in person at all, but that's what the camera did. So Eggplant, really, really deep tonal purple, brownish purple, really deep. I mean, I think the color's showing up really well. It's just pooling. And this is on my 420. Then CC1, this first one, I decided I, one, wanted to go through stash, two, and when I mean stash, I mean this whole square here, I don't know if you can see it, right there, barely, is all like partial skeins. Some of them have like 2 grams taken out of them, and they're still over 100 grams. Like I could sell some of those. But I wanted to use them because I have so much. I love the colors, and I've used them for other things, and so I'm loving picking things like that for color work, and kind of using up some of my yarn that I have. But I decided I wanted at least one of these colorways to be mohair because I thought it would be really fun to just have a pop of fuzz in the color work. I don't know, I like that idea. I've been thinking about it for a while. When I saw Julie's design, which is done in Coast to Coast yarns, which is amazing, and my advent from Erin came, and I'm so excited and dying to open it, but I will not. I won't do it. I'm gonna save it for Vlogmas, but I'm so excited. So that inspired me. She uses 3, just all DK, but I don't know, I thought it would be really fun. So this pinky color is Mauvelous on Sunfish and my cloud base held double, so you can see that halo. Oh yeah, you can. Super fuzzy, and I love it. And so it's here in this pop in the middle and then down at the bottom. And then this middle color, this like yellowish, I don't want to say gold. It's like a light gold. It's a yellow. I don't want to say gold because I have a gold colorway. I open at the close. That is a true gold. I'll show you that. So I think this is a true gold, right? And it's not quite that. And so this is my Zeppole colorway, which is like a muted gold, more of a tan, a yellow tan. I think the color of Zeppole is funnel cake, fried food. Perfect. And that's my Sunfish held double. So I have actually 3 different yarns, 3 different bases here. I'm going on at once, which I know some people don't do. I do it a lot in my sweaters. I don't find that to be annoying. I mean, these are all superwash merino plus the mohair, but I don't notice. As long as you're hitting gauge and they're the same weight or about the same weight, I do it all the time. Most of my colorwork sweaters are some combination of a fingering weight held double or a DK, and I don't know. I think it's fine. So that is the yoke. Oh, it's so good. And I flew through it. I love colorwork because it goes so fast. I think I did this yoke in 2 days. And the body in a day and a half, maybe. Yesterday, I barely knit on it. I got maybe a few inches done. I guess I shouldn't say I barely knit on it. That's what I did yesterday. But then the rest of this was all in 1 day. So I guess 2 days on the yoke. I'm at the point where I could do the ribbing. I could have done it yesterday, but we finished some home renovation projects working on the closet in my house. And then by the time I sat down on the couch and needed to switch my needles, I was like, oh, I'll do it in a second. Closed my eyes, fell asleep, was out for the night. So today I will do the body ribbing and then get my sleeves on. I'm going to look at the sleeves. I prefer doing sleeves one at a time if I'm being completely honest. If there are a lot of decreases and weird things I have to do on the sleeves and I want to make sure they're exactly the same, I have done them 2 at a time. I've also done them 2 at a time. If I'm working from one skein, I'll do outside, inside. I'm going to have 2 skeins here. I'm going to look at the skeins because I'm not going to alternate colors. These are all dyed together, and so they look close enough. So I'm going to see if it feels okay to do one sleeve with one and maybe end it with a different skein and then do that other sleeve, the second sleeve, with the new skein. Yeah, they look pretty identical to me. They look really close. We'll see what I do. See what I feel like today. I'm pretty sure it's just straight knitting and you don't decrease till the end. And if that's the case, I don't know. I'll see. See what I feel like. And this, I am using a little bit different yarn. I got gauged with a different needle, I should say, than the pattern. I guess, I'm assuming she's a tight knitter. I think she maybe knits continental. She suggested an 8 and 6. I ended up going with a 4 and 6 to get gauge. Also, I know my yarn is a little bit of a lighter DK, but I don't think that actually matters because once I block it, it plumps up a lot because it's that 8 ply. So that's where I'm at. Oh, I don't know if you could hear my stomach growling, but I'm really, really can't wait to wear this. It's so pretty. I cannot give the highest recommendation. I cannot give a higher recommendation for this pattern because I really, really love it. And here is Mauvelous on my Sunfish and mohair. I still have a lot, so you'll see this again, I'm sure. This I use for my Sabrina sweater a long time ago, and I think I dyed up 4 skeins or I dyed up 3 and I only used 2. Like whatever it was, I used about 2 grams to finish the sleeve on one. I could have just bound off, but the other one was already done and this was already caked up and dyed. So I was like, I'll just do it. So I could have sold these, but I didn't. So that's in there. Throw this back in here. I anticipate that'll be done, honestly, this weekend. I think it's the only thing I'm going to work on this weekend because I want it done because I want to wear it. So that's that. And that's my only work in progress right now, which I'm okay with. I prefer to have less works in progress. I do have 2 things that I'm casting on or I have ready to cast on and go, and it's some holiday knitting. One is in my Dobby is a Free Elf bag from Lila Styles. Amazing, adorable embroidery with Dobby with a little sock on. And the sock, this bag has nothing to do with the sock. It only has to do with the person who I'm making this for. And this is Marauder's map. I like Harry Potter. And I have my Give Her Coffee and She'll Go Away and 1,000 Yellow Daisies mini skein, I'm going to make a sock. This is my Catamaran base. So that's going in there for one sock. And then in here, these are going to be for Michael. So they're in a little zombie bag from Zigzag Stitches because Michael is all things zombie and scary. There it is. Oh, never mind. There you go. Zigzag Stitches. And this is my leftovers from my I Am All In and Luke Steiner sock set. And I'm thinking I will make him some socks for Christmas because Michael wears my socks almost every day. And he only has 3 pairs and he's wearing the crap out of them. And he wears socks more than I do, so I should make him more socks than I make myself because honestly he uses them and I'm scared to use my socks. It's silly. So those 2 things are coming up. I also dyed up some yarn that I'll show you quickly because it's a new base and I'm really excited about it. But I dyed up some yarn for another cast on that once I finish this sweater, I'll cast it on for my sister for Christmas. And she knows about it already. And I'm so excited. So excited. Hold on, let me grab it. So it's still drying. I literally just pulled it off the drying racks. And so it's not skeined up yet. But this is Sisters on my Sunfish base. A kind of autumnal speckle inspired by Sanderson Sisters, Hocus Pocus, and obviously we're sisters, so we thought it would be fun. But it has some wine, black, orange, yellow, green, purple, red. So basically all the Sanderson sister colors that you see in the mini skein, in the Hocus Pocus mini skein set, are all speckled in here on just a natural base. And I don't know, I think it's really fun. And to hold it double with a lace weight, not mohair, Surrey alpaca. Guys, I got Surrey alpaca. I was like, I don't think mohair is scratchy at all. I actually like mohair. I have no problem with it. Something made me say, you know what, I just want to try it. Oh my gosh. Okay. I don't think mohair is scratchy. I stand by that. I don't think it's scratchy. But this is like buttered kittens. I want to say buttered rabbits. If anyone's touched a rabbit before, you know how soft their fur is? That's what this feels like. And so it is alpaca and silk. And it's definitely softer than the mohair, although I don't think the mohair is scratchy. But it doesn't have as much of a halo. It's just more fuzzy itself, like the strand. Whereas I think mohair, let's see if we can compare it. The strand itself is just the strand, but then the halo is really the fuzzy part. You'll see the halo goes all the way out here, right? See the difference there? So a different look. I'm excited to try this and see how it goes and knit it up completely in a sweater. And this is just my sandy cheeks, and I think it will be nice to hold double. You can't see it, but it's going to be really sweet. And I am making the balloon sweater by Petite Knits, and I'll probably modify a little bit for a longer body. I'm so excited for this. Anyone else smell yarn? Just me? Anyway, I really love it. And that's coming up soon, and so you'll see that. Otherwise, I think I've talked enough. I'm tired. I have to hit the road. I need more caffeine, so I'm going to drink this and then hit the road, and I'll see y'all soon on Thursday. This Thursday. I will see y'all with that special maker. You might know her because of yarn. You might know her because of her sewing. You might know her because of her Patreon videos. Anyone have a guess? Anyone have a guess? I've talked about her before. I've shared her stuff before. So if you think you know who it is, leave a guess down below. I'm so excited. Okay. Have a good weekend. I'll see y'all soon. Stay safe. Stay healthy. Take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. Bye, guys.